Good morning and welcome to the Triathlon Dad YouTube channel. It is 7:30 on Sunday morning, just getting ready to head out to drive over to the Big Red Ride at John Fretwell Sports Centre. Thought I'd just go through the kit and things that I'm taking with me. So I have got on just my cycling shorts and my long trousers. I've got a thermal top along with my cycling hoodie. I've got a thin waterproof jacket. I've got a couple of buffs, one to go around my head, one for my neck. I've got my DHB overshoes. I just wear a pair of North Wave triathlon specific cycling shoes that I find pretty good. I've got my Carnac helmet with the addition today of the camera mounts. First time I've got it on, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. I've got my sunglasses. I don't think it's going to be particularly sunny, but I do just prefer having the sunglasses over just having clear ones to protect, you know, water and grit and stuff from going in your eyes. Nutrition wise, I've just got two 750ml bottles just with squashing, nothing added in them today. I've got a flap jacket if I want it. I've got 3 gels. I'm not going to eat all of that if I'm only doing 45 miles, but I like to have a bit of variety. Also got some recovery bits to take with me for afterwards. Just got water in my shaker that I'm going to add my recovery drink to. At the minute, got a load of these free through the Tri Clubs thanks to High Five. Just in case I decide that I need coffee more than a recovery protein shake. I've also got one of these Vive Better Brownie Cherry Bakewell protein ones. These are vegan, so these are quite nice. I'm not vegan, but I do like to try and eat plant-based stuff whenever I can. And also, if I'm starving, I've got the bigger version of the B&M Highgates Flapjack to have afterwards with it. I have a bit of chamois cream. I can't beat this. I really like this stuff. Athlete's Performance, I think it's from Wiggle. Chamois cream, luxury chamois cream, it's great. Slap a bit of that on before we head out. Can't beat having a bit of that on. And then breakfast for me this morning, I've just done some overnight oats in a pot. So I've just got porridge oats, soya milk, I've got some chia seeds, some flax seeds. What else have I got? I've got some almonds in there, I've got some raisins, and I've got some peanut butter in there, and then a cup of coffee. So here I am at the John Fretwell Leisure Centre, ready to get going for the Big Red Ride. So it's just run by Mansfield Road Club. It's nice, cheap and cheerful one. It's just £8 if you enter on the day, £6 if you enter online. They just raise money for charity really, so reliability rides are completely self-sufficient, so you take your own drinks, take your own nutrition. There's no mechanical support on the road, and there's no sort of feed stations or anything like that, so you just need to be self-sufficient with it and have your route set up and good to go. So got my Vitus TT bike. A little bit frowned upon using TT bikes in a reliability ride, but it's the only one I've got, and I'm not really fast enough to cause any problems. I'm not going to be down on the drops, so just got a couple of bottles on just with squash. Got my X-Lab bento box with a couple of my gels in, and that's going to have my car key and just some painkillers on if I need it. I've got my overshoes and gloves and shoes ready to go. It's only 3 degrees at the minute, so I'm hoping it's going to warm up a little bit, else it's going to be a bit chilly. I've got my helmet in there with the camera on ready to go. I'm going to introduce you all. Why? This is Steve, everybody. Say hello, Steve. He's the grumpy old man that I'm always racing. Morning. This is Lewis. Lewis is the fast boy with his G. Where's your GB kit today, Lewis? Oh, got it well hidden.
He's still all colour coordinated.
He is still colour coordinated. He's the young whippersnapper. He's doing the long ride. We're not. This is the closest we're going to get to him all day. And this is Andy. Hello, Andy.
I'm wearing gloves today.
Feel it. He is wearing gloves, and he's not got his shorts on. We'll know. It's 3 degrees.
I thought about it.
Thought about it. What speed are we doing today, then, guys?
12.
Not Lewis. What speed are you doing, Lewis?
12.
20? Probably is. Are you really? Ooh. Yeah.
69.
That is the closest we're going to be. Yeah.
Mind you, follow.
What are we doing?
See, what you do, what's the word I'm looking for?
I've got no idea.
Drafts.
No drafting with me, mate.
The drafting fun.
So, well, I don't. The problem is, I'm never quite sure how many people do the medium ride at this one. I reckon most people do.
There's only 3 of us.
Yeah, so it's not going to be much of a group, is it? So, anyway, we'll probably do about 15 mile an hour. Right then, boys. How was that?
Good. Good. We just need to talk to Andrew about pacing,
Yeah.
don't we?
What's your pacing like, Andrew?
It's exceptional.
No.
Exceptionally.
Lack of insight into the people behind. He goes on the front.
I think his neck doesn't work to look where
No.
people are.
And speaking of pacing, anyway, so someone always ribs me about drafting. How many miles did you do on the front today, Steve?
0.78.
0.78.
Swapping over and you just accidentally ended up on the front.
Well, that was when Andrew stopped for a wee. That don't count.
That was my accident.
So yeah, we did.
Looking after your elders,
Sorry, Grandpa.
not just ripping them to pieces.
No, this is the only reason we bring Steve along. I love bringing Steve along, just for the ribbon. You're going to see a lot of him in these videos. So we did, what was it? Was it 45 mile in the end?
Yeah.
45 mile, 15 mile an hour.
After 4 years,
We got overtaken by the group who'd done the 60 mile ride. How far in were we? Clumber Park. Was it only? Yeah, maybe 30. So after 30 miles,
of course, it's clearer than theirs.
we got overtaken. Right then, Lewis, how was your ride?
Started off quite easy. Wanted to go a bit harder. Went too hard. Nearly bonked.
Okay. What speed did you average?
29.3 kilometres an hour.
Was that in old school?
What's that about?
That-
19?
19 miles an hour. 29.
Good effort.
What did we do? 24. Okay.
15, whatever that is. So you're feeling the love for it now?
I've got to ride home now as well.
So that is my ride done for today. 45 miles done in just under 3 hours, average 15 mile an hour, about 1,560 feet of ascent, managed to get 37 Strava segments. I was hoping to go a little bit faster than that. I was hoping to get in a group so we could get the average speed up and do a bit of drafting. The first 10 miles of the medium route follows the same route as the long route, so I thought for the first 10 miles we were going to manage to stay in a group. Steve had other ideas. He wanted to go out nice and steady, so we pretty soon got dropped and it meant there was just me, Andy and Steve. I spent quite a lot of the time on the front. Andy did a bit of time on the front. Steve didn't really do any time on the front. No, I lied, that's not true. He did spend, when I've looked back at my footage, he did spend a couple of miles on the front, but it was fairly early on, so that didn't contribute very much. I was just looking at my stats for last year. We did the 60-mile route last year, which I did with Mark, and we averaged 16 miles an hour, so a whole mile an hour faster. But Mark, when he's fit, is a much better cyclist than me, and I know full well that last year I just drafted behind him for the whole of the 60 miles. So I suspect if I'd have had somebody to draft behind, if we'd have been in a bit of a group, then I'd have probably averaged 16 mile an hour today. So I've got to be, you know, relatively happy with where I am in March. The Big Red Ride is notoriously quite a fast ride. The organisers do specify it is a reliability ride, it isn't a race. There isn't any timing chips, you don't get numbers, there's no trophies for the first person home, but it completely is a race. The fast guys probably averaged about 20 mile an hour over the 60-mile route. I was trying to find someone to see what speed they did. The only person I could find was Triathlon Dan, but he went from home, so he'd done 92 miles and averaged 18.8 miles an hour. So I suspect the fast group in that probably averaged over 20 miles an hour. I did do quite a lot of bike filming today with my head cam on. I'm not going to lie, it was absolutely awful. My camera was angled too far down, so I've got 45 minutes worth of footage with literally looking at the tarmac and my tri-bars and the odd little bit when I'm turning around looking up. I will put a little bit of it into this film, but not a lot because it's pretty rubbish. So it's a learning curve. It was the first time that I've been out with the camera on my helmet. It's a shame it had to be a 3-hour ride when I realised that I'd got no decent footage. I did feel the difference. My camera is quite heavy on my helmet, so I could definitely feel it on my neck, upper traps. So yeah, so that felt like a bit of a waste of time. I've been lucky enough today not only to have a child-free morning, but Mark has also took Amelia around to a friend's this afternoon, which means I've had the novelty of having a bath, so that was quite nice. Just half an hour chill out in the bath to recover. The rest of my time I've got planned this afternoon. I'm going to try and put some of this footage together.
So that's it for today from the Triathlon Devs YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Please join me for my next episode of the Triathlon Devs YouTube channel. It was meant to be a lovely recovery ride. It turned into a nightmare 5-hour ride in the snow. Join me to see what happened.